The perfect review, honesty. This is a story about the awake explorer, whose second awakening adventure begins when he discovers that saying the pleasant thing is not always the same as being honest. A glowing review, an uncomfortable feeling, and one small pause reveal what happens when his thoughts, words, and actions stop agreeing with one another. The awake explorer arrived at a hillside guesthouse just before sunset. The view was spectacular. The room was not. The air conditioner rattled. The shower barely worked, and the quiet garden suite shared a wall with the kitchen. At 6, the blender started. At 6:05, it started again. At 6:10, the explorer looked at the ceiling. That smoothie must be enormous. The next morning, the manager greeted him warmly. How was everything? The explorer smiled automatically. Wonderful. The word was out before he had even checked whether he meant it. The manager brightened. I'm so glad. Would you mind leaving us a 5-star review? She handed him a card with a QR code. We're a small place. Reviews really help. Of course, he said. At breakfast, the explorer opened the review page. 5 empty stars waited. He tapped all 5, then stared at the comment box. Beautiful place. Amazing stay. Highly recommended. His thumb hovered over post. Something felt off. He deleted. Amazing. Beautiful place. Great experience. Highly recommended. Still off. A server placed coffee beside him. Writing a review? Trying to. Good stay? The blender started again. The server smiled. Ah! The explorer laughed. I told the manager it was wonderful. Was it? Parts of it were. So why did you say all of it was? I didn't want to hurt her feelings. The server nodded and walked away. The explorer stared at his screen. His phone gave a soft ping. Course correction. Let what you think, say, and do agree. He frowned. Did I set that? No answer appeared. He read the words again. He had called the stay wonderful while thinking otherwise. He had promised 5 stars because he wanted to appear agreeable. Now he was trying to write words he did not believe. Nothing terrible had happened. No great lie, no betrayal, no scandal. Just 3 versions of himself pulling in different directions. The one who wanted approval, the one who knew what he experienced, and the one trying to make both stories fit. Maybe honesty was not about becoming brutally truthful. Maybe it was about ending the argument inside himself. The manager passed his table. Did you manage to leave the review? The familiar answer rose immediately. Yes, absolutely. He caught it. Actually, no. She stopped. I realized I told you everything was wonderful because I didn't want to disappoint you. Her expression changed. The explorer felt his stomach tighten. Then she pulled out a chair. What wasn't wonderful? He told her about the shower, the air conditioner, the blender. The blender? She asked. Your kitchen is extremely committed to beverages. She laughed. I know exactly which blender. The explorer relaxed. I like the place. I like the people, and the view is incredible. I just didn't want to pretend the whole stay was perfect. The manager nodded. That's useful. The kitchen wall was moved recently. We didn't realize how much noise reached your room. The explorer picked up his phone. The 5 stars were still waiting. He cleared them. Then he wrote, beautiful hillside setting and genuinely warm people. My room had some noise and maintenance issues, but when I mentioned them, the staff listened with care. He selected 4 stars, then paused. Not because 4 was spiritually superior to 5. Not because honesty required criticism, but because for once what he thought, what he said, and what he did felt like they belonged to the same person. He pressed post. Nothing dramatic happened. No flash of light. No mystical music. No banner appeared announcing, Congratulations, you are now honest. The explorer smiled. That would have been suspicious. Later, as he packed his backpack, he noticed how much energy he usually spent managing different versions of himself. What he thought. What he wanted others to think he thought. What he said. What he later did to protect what he had said. It was exhausting. He had always imagined dishonesty as deliberately fooling someone else. Now he saw another form of it, dividing himself. At checkout, the manager handed him a small bag of fruit for the road. Thank you for being honest. The explorer shook his head. Thank you for making honesty less frightening than I expected. Outside, he opened his map. His next destination was 2 hours away. Before starting, he glanced back at the guest house. The building had not become perfect. Neither had he. But there was less conflict inside him than there had been that morning. He started walking. The road curved around the hill. For once, he did not need to make his thoughts look better than they were. He could notice them, choose clearly, and let his words and actions travel in the same direction.